Good morning everybody, it is Monday today, so it is the day that I am going to start the Fastic app for the fasting weight loss program. And so I hopped on the scales first thing this morning. I was going to show you a picture of my feet on the scales, but Kev always teases me about having really creepy and freaky feet. And I normally laugh about it, but I had a moment of paranoia. So I've decided not to put it up there. So my weight was 11 stone, it was exactly 11.0 stone. I then did my measurements, which you do with your underwear on. So I had a 41-inch bust, a 32.5-inch waist and 41-inch hips. And for reference, I am 5'4", well just a smidgen under, but 5'4". So that is where we're going to start. I must say I was a smidgen disappointed when I got on the scales this morning because I'd managed to not gain any weight all over Christmas. I'd been quite strict with myself. I didn't really indulge. I sort of had the odd treat, but pretty much kept to the routine I was doing between August when I first started to try to lose weight. But since New Year and obviously this morning, which is now the 10th of January, I've managed to put on 2 pounds. And I know exactly how I've done it. It's because I've basically got back into my old eating habits and patterns of eating a small breakfast but quite late in the day. So by about 3 o'clock I'm starving and it's too late to have lunch, so I'll have a couple of slices of toast and butter, or I'll have a cup of coffee with a granola bar, or I'll pinch some of Matthew's chocolates, and then come tea time I'm not hungry. But 9:30 I'm starving, so I'm having sandwiches and crisps, or I'm putting chicken burgers in the oven. And this is how I kind of go. I'll clock that I've put on weight, I'll be really, really strict with myself, and then I'll just fall back into old patterns. And so I was thinking a lot this weekend about how to structure this sort of weight loss, if you like. And I think the key thing for me is knowing what my stumbling blocks are. So one stumbling block is eating the wrong amount of food at the wrong time of day and probably the wrong type of food. And the second one is not being organised and prepared. So if I know I am ravenous and it's going to take an hour for my tea to cook, lots of people must have a lot more strong will than I. But I know that if I'm hungry and my tea takes an hour, I'm not going to wait for my tea, I'm going to snack it off and I'm going to make myself a sandwich instead. So I need to be organised, I need to make sure I've got things that I can cook quickly, or I know I'm going to be hungry around 5 o'clock, so let's put tea in at 4 o'clock, for example. And the third stumbling block, which became really, really apparent this weekend in particular, because we had a very lazy weekend, the weather was horrible, it was cold and wet, so we did nothing. I spent the whole weekend watching TV with Matthew, scrolling on my phone, sitting on YouTube, scrolling through Instagram, playing Lego with Matthew. And I wouldn't say it's boredom eating, because I wasn't bored, but it's maybe lack of productivity eating. So I'd have my breakfast at 10:30, which was just a small bowl of porridge. And then by about 2 o'clock, I wasn't even particularly hungry, but because Matthew was having a snack, I was like, oh, I'll have a coffee and a couple of biscuits. Or, oh, I'll have a piece of Matthew's chocolate Santa. Or, oh, I'm getting a little bit hungry now. And I was just picking and snacking all the way throughout the day. And it was just because I wasn't on the go. I find during the week when the kids are at school and I'm doing the shopping and doing the housework and I'm here, there and everywhere, I'm not half as snacky as I am at the weekends. So I need to be mindful of that and really either have healthy snacks in the house, like carrot sticks and celery sticks, or just be really firm and say, no, you're not hungry, you're just being snacky because you're sitting around, go and make a cup of tea, go and have a glass of water, or whatever sage dietary advice people give you for these instances. But yeah, this is day one. I've dropped the boys off at school, I've made Kev's breakfast, and I'm going to go and make a meal plan now. It can be quite tricky because we all like and we all dislike different things, and I do normally make at least 2 separate dinners every night because Matthew doesn't really entertain what we eat. That is a project for this year, but by the by. So I want to sit and plan some meals, and I'm going to go through the Fastic app with you. I've already downloaded it, but you have to populate it with your height and your age and your weight and what you want your goals to be, and then it explains what your eating routine is going to be. From what I can remember, you have 2 meals a day. You pick how long you want to fast for, and you have a ratio of like 12 hours fasting, 12 hours eating, or 10 hours fasting and 14 hours eating, and so on and so forth. So you pick what you want your fasting ratio to be, and then you eat twice a day. So essentially you're dropping a meal. So you need to make sure that if you have a 12-hour window where you can eat, you've got 2 meals fairly well spaced out and 2 meals that are going to fill you, ideally with the second meal being slightly smaller, I would imagine, because you don't want to end up going to bed with a big tummy full of food where you're inactive, which is, again, one of my downfalls. I would have a big pizza at 9:30 at night and then go to bed at 11 and sleep, and it will just sit and turn into tummy weight. So yes, I am going to go make my grocery list now, drink my coffee without milk. When you're in your fasting period, you cannot have milk in your tea or coffee. You can drink black tea, you can drink black coffee, you can drink water, you can drink herbal tea, but that is it for liquids. But when you're not fasting, then you can have a coffee or a tea, but ideally you should be having it with your meal. You should only really be consuming food and drink other than water and herbal tea, I think, throughout the day. But I do need to read over it, but I will go through all of that as I'm going through it. Okay, it is just about 5 to 12 and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. So I will quickly show you what I have made, and then I'm going to tuck in because I'm absolutely starving. Okay, so all I did was cook a packet of this rice. It takes 2 minutes in the microwave. And then I've got some, sorry Kev, mackerel in tomato sauce on top. And then I fried off some sliced red peppers and some spinach with this 1-calorie spray, and seasoned it with a little bit of garlic granules. And that is it. So I will have that now, and then I will not eat again until about 5:30 tonight. But I can obviously drink water and tea and coffee throughout the day. Okay, I did not think this video through. This is actually quite a lot harder than I anticipated because I use the Fastic app on my phone as well as film my videos on my phone. So I currently have Jack's laptop propped up with my phone underneath it. So the first thing you're going to need to do if you don't already have the Fastic app is go and download it from the App Store. I have it already, so I just need to open it. And yours may not look like this to start off with. The first thing you're going to need to do is create a profile. So just hit this little profile button down here. Again, yours will not look like this because I already have a profile, but to edit it, you need to hit this little diamond shape at the top and go to account details. And then you just input gender, date of birth, height, your current weight, your goal weight. Fairly self-explanatory. I'm not sure how well you can see this. Let me just reposition. Is that a bit better? I think that's a little bit better. Okay, and then I'm going to reset my account just for the purpose of doing this. You obviously won't need to do this if you don't have one. So once you've got your account created, the top thing is going to wiggle at you, which is telling you that's where it wants you to go. So start your program. And it's going to give you lots of information to read through. It's going to give you some tips and hints. And you can just scan through them once you've read them, and you can go back if you miss a bit. And then this is the bit where you are going to choose your fasting cycle. I've chosen to do 16 hours of fasting with an 8-hour feeding window, but you can change it. Beginner, sort of middle level, and then advanced. I chose that one just because I kind of have that structure at the minute. So that is what I have chosen. and then set your starting time. Now we normally have our tea, our evening meal, tea, dinner, not sure what you guys call it, I would say tea, in between 5 and 6. So I've set the fasting time for 6:30 p.m. just in case we overlap a little bit or it takes a little bit longer. So between 10:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. I will be eating, and then vice versa, between 6:30 p.m. and 10:30 a.m. I will be fasting. So set the time, which I have already done, and then hit continue, and it's going to take you on your journey. There we go. We don't need to do this now because we're not about to fast, but if you were about to hit your fasting time for the first one, it will go through that with you. And again, this is going to give you some more information. It's going to give you some more tips, some good advice on how to make the fasting program a success. That's where it tells you when you're fasting, you can drink still or sparkling water, tea or coffee, but without milk or sugar. So during the time when you are not fasting, I'm assuming you can have milk and sugar in your tea or coffee. More tips. It's got a water tracker. You are advised to drink 8 glasses of water a day, and it will prompt you if you put your notifications on. It will buzz and remind you to drink, which is very useful because I always forget to drink. And then that's it. You are officially set up. This is the basic Fastic program. There is Plus, which you have to pay for. It's like a premium content. I haven't done that. But if it was something you were really into, and it may be something I look at down the line, it's obviously going to give you tips on food and healthy habits, so that might be quite useful. But I think to start off with, I'm just going to go for the free one and see how we get on. And that is it. That is how I am all set up, and that is how you would set yourself up if you are joining me. So that is it. It's not too hard, fairly easy, fairly straightforward, and you can always dip back in and reread things if you get yourself a little bit muddled. It is just coming up on 5:10, and I am making our tea, which will be my second and final meal for the day. Not a particularly healthy tea tonight, but never mind. We are having barbecue pulled pork with cheese slices, some onion, in a chia batter roll each, and the boys are going to have some Doritos. Me and Kev aren't, but I want to give the boys just a little bit more because they've been at school all day. So yeah, that is our tea. Not very healthy, but very tasty. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. It is 25 past 11. I can't read a clock backwards. I have been fasting for about 17.5 hours now. So I am very, very ready for my first meal, which I have just made there with a cup of coffee. I will show you in a second. Last night was okay. I had my tea and started fasting just after 5:30. But by 9:30, my tummy was rumbling and I was absolutely starving. But I don't know if it was more habitual hungriness, because that is my sort of snack time. I would have come downstairs from settling Matthew and I would normally have a couple of chocolates, or if we hadn't had our tea, I'd be scoffing sandwiches and crisps at that point. So I don't know if I was genuinely hungry because I did only have quite a small tea, or if my brain was telling my tummy this is snack time. But we resisted. We had a couple of peppermint tea and so many glasses of water. I must have been up about 3 times through the night using the toilet. So I do need to be mindful of this. I need to, yes, drink all the water, but I think I'm going to have a point where I stop, like a cut-off point for water, because I did have quite a broken sleep because of that. But no, I'm feeling okay. I don't have any headaches. I'm not feeling tired or sluggish. I am just ready for my lunch, so I will quickly show you it and then I will tuck in. Super easy. I have just done a jacket potato with some tuna in brine, with some chopped up white onion, sweet corn, red pepper and cucumber, and then I just mixed it together in a low-fat mayonnaise and with a little bit of salad and low-fat coleslaw, and a delicious sugary milky coffee. Well, sweet X, not sugar. But that is my lunch. I am about to clock off for my fasting, so I now have my 8-hour window, which doesn't mean you can eat for 8 hours, I must remind you, even though I would absolutely love to. It is 5 o'clock and I am back in the kitchen making tea this time. If you've watched any of my videos before, you will probably have seen this, or at least a version of it, but I am making chicken and vegetable Thai curry with brown rice. And Matthew is joining us having curry tonight, which is a lovely surprise because he doesn't normally entertain these kind of dishes. So well done, Matthew, though I do think I will put in a side of chicken goujons just in case. So yeah, that is tea underway. I'm actually thinking now that I am going to split this week's sort of food journal, if you like, into 2 parts, because it's going to end up being really long if I just do one video covering all the days, because there was quite a lot of talking on this video between the introduction and going through setting up the app. So what I will do is finish off today's hello. I will finish off today's meal, and then I will edit it and upload it, and then I will start another video tomorrow covering Wednesday through till Sunday and the weigh-in on Monday morning again. Yeah, so thank you for watching part 1 of how we're getting on with the Fastic Intermittent Fasting app, and I will see you guys very soon. There is our tea. So as I said, it was a Thai curry tonight. It is the Thai massaman curry paste that I've used, and we just have some brown rice, some sliced chicken, some broccoli, sliced peppers, baby sweet corn, and some sliced up mange too. And that is 4 portions because little Matthew's gonna try some as well. What a good boy.